kind of warm tonight. I apologize. I'm about 10 minutes running behind, but I am here. And I found some tools that I actually needed. And we're going to begin to do some of the finishing up some of the clay creations I was making last week. So that should be pretty exciting, huh? So let's go for it. I'm going to get my camera down here where everybody can see. And get my other thing up so that I can be able to see the chat and all that. Let's see here. See if I can get this going right, because I've got to get my tablet where I can read the chat when you come in. So welcome in. I'm Lydia. I'm a mixed media artist. I'm here tonight to do part 2 of part 1, which we started. And that had to do with, I'll show you right here. With these creations right here, I'll show you this. And we're getting ready to finish these cabs up tonight. One of them I've already wire wrapped, which proves you can wire wrap polymer clay cabochons. Okay. And I'm trying to find my chat thing so I'll be able to talk to everybody. Well, looks like I'm not finding my chat. What is going on here? Well, that's not it. Thank you for your patience, everybody who might have already come in. Thank you. Hey, Sherry. Welcome in. Do I look good enough? I'm in the process of trying to get this, and you just missed me showing everybody this, which is the last of what we did the last time. And that one cab you see that's black with the stripes on it is the cab that we're going to finish up along with a couple other pieces here tonight. So this is still unbaked, but I think it came out pretty good. That's the one that had the gold clay and the purple, and I'm trying to handle it gently because it's still soft. It hasn't been put in the oven. I don't know if you can see the tinge of the purple on it. And I don't have my light over here, so let's try this. Can you see the purple? A little bit. It's sort of metallic-y looking. Awesome. Looks like a C's, you mean I C's chocolate? Yeah, it's cabochon, but it's not chocolate, I promise. All right, so trying to get to my live on my tablet, by the way, if you wonder what I'm doing. Here we go. And I did do a thumbnail. Did you see the thumbnail I did for my live? It actually came out pretty good. So I got that hooked up now. And I'm going to turn the sound down on it so I don't hear myself. Wow. Trying to see if it'll let me. I guess it won't. It won't let me thumb up my live to make it popular. So my hair is just driving me crazy because of this fan. Okay. Tonight we're doing part 2 of part 1 of the cabochons, and we're going to finish baking them and finish resining them. And I'm definitely still using my UV resin, because if I don't use the UV resin, it will not go fast enough for us, because the other takes 24 to 72 hours, which is one I like doing, but we're not going to do that because of that. I'm trying to welcome everybody in and get this set up over here so I can do this. Thank you for your patience. Can you hear me okay? All right. Let's see how this works. Wow, thank you so much, Sherry, for doing that. And I don't know if you realize it, but I had seen a button tonight. I'm still learning some of this new live stuff here up on YouTube. So it allowed me that if I wanted, that I actually could have invited guests to come here and co-host with me. So that should be interesting to learn how to do that once I try that. But I haven't tried it yet. So in the meantime, as I move you all over, forgive me. Let me see. Gotta go this way. I had just that new bookshelf moved in here tonight, so I'm working around that until I get that settled in my studio. So okay, let's see if I can do this here. All right. I've got to loosen this head up on my camera so that you're not just seeing me, that you'll be seeing what's going on. I wonder. Okay. Sorry for all the movement. Well, you know, I may have to use my other one here, even though you can see it better. This one here, so that I can get this right up on top of this. So give me just 1 second here, folks. Sorry about that. Turn me towards the ceiling. Okay. I can add a moderator, put user in timeout, and hide a channel, and hide user on channel. Wow, I didn't even know that. Cool, everybody's getting to react. I see that. That is so cute. Wow, let's see how I do here, folks. Well, it doesn't look like we have a big crowd tonight, but that's okay. It should have sent out an invitation to everybody. I don't know if it did or not. Some people complain and say they don't get them. Okay. I want, and I may not be able to, because I notice that's a problem with other people too when it's doing these lives. Okay. I'm going to try some different settings on my light. If you type in the room, I'll see it. Highlighting. Lighting is awesome. Hi, Jacob. Thank you for welcoming Jacob in. I didn't even see you. Sorry about that. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. Tonight we're finishing up part 1 of part 2, and that is the cabochons that I have created. Wow. Oops. I'm not quite sure what the better light setting is here, but I'm working on it. That's pretty bright there, but I don't know what you think. I hear you, Sherry. Okay, folks, we're going to begin. First of all, I'm going to explain a few things to you as to what's going on. This is... Whoa, are you still there, Sherry? Because I can't see me coming up on the camera. Did my camera lock up? Okay, there we go. I must have a slower... This is a cabochon I'm working on that I actually wire wrapped. This is the red one that you saw in the picture if you came up and saw the thumbnail. So that was made from this here. And we're going to do a couple different ones tonight. We're going to do some teardrop cabochons. I think I'm going to do a small and a medium one. And then we're going to go from there as my cat tries, because I don't think we want this unless you want something to hang off your rear view mirror. The rest of these are strictly for making cabochons. These are actually cookie cutters. They're called teardrops. I'll ring off here. So this is the one we're working on tonight to finish up while I start a couple. I'm going to make 2 other caps tonight. And they're going to be created here and here with the teardrops. And then we're going to bake them. And from baking them, I usually set it, because of how I have this right now, my baking setting is 250 to 275, because I'm using 2 different style clays. I'm using a translucent Kato and a black and red, well, a red Kato also with the translucent, and then a black Primo clay, which is also here. I seem to have a lag here on my other screen, so I'm thinking that it's going behind time, but it's not. So let's get to rolling and see what we can do to make some polymer clay cabochons. And next week, possibly, I'll be doing I'm going to do some moons. And I'm going to use, of course, I'm going to make some moons ahead of time, and I'm going to make them from clay and also from resin. And one's going to be the 2-part resin, and the other one's going to be the UV resin. So it should be pretty neat. I hope you can see that okay. All right, let's get rolling. In fact, let's try some different colors here. Let's use this green, which is going to take me working it a little bit, unfortunately. The others take working too. I need to keep my hands up here. I forget, and I move them out of the way. Whoa. This, by the way, is Sculpey Soufflé, so it should be a little softer for me to work with. Yep, there you go. Some people think that the Sculpey is not professional, but I'm telling you it is. There are a lot of artists that use Sculpey. Get down from there. My cat is trying to get up here into the limelight. Okay, so the fan's making blowing sounds into the audio. It says something Sherry Palmer Spotlight, no star. Oh, the cat. You're talking to my cat. Yeah, you're right. She's just doing her thing. Okay, so let me see what I can do about the fan. But if I don't, it is really hot in here. Tell me, is that any better? I apologize for the fan noise. Just all off my hand here because I'm working in this clay. Okay. And the magic thing here. Last week I was using my knife to cut everything, and I found my razors, so I'm excited about that. They actually have a little carrying case because they can be rather deadly. I used to have some that had handles on them, so maybe I can make myself a couple handles, but each one of these is a different length depending on what you're cutting. And then you have ones that you can use like these that you can actually cut. When you cut down, it makes like a design, like looks like that. And then depending on the type, it'll make a different one each time. And then this one here is even bigger, but I just use the plain one because that's perfect. And be careful if you do use these type of razors to cut your clay. They are tissue razors. They will cut your fingers, so you have to be super careful. Okay, so I'm going to get this put back together and just use this one big razor here. I'm cutting these into little pieces, which is what you need to do. It makes it easier to work with this. I'm thinking about doing a blend of black and green together, which will give us like a faux turquoise. Now, a lot of people go, oh, turquoise is blue. Yeah, there is blue turquoise, but there is also green turquoise, not just blue, depending on where the turquoise comes from. So what I'm doing is chopping up this clay because we're going to mix this with the black so that we can get that look. And then I'm going to hand work it because I don't know where my darn ruler is right now. So I'm going to hand work this, which is fine. You have to chop this pretty fine. And we're going to make another cabochon, probably about the same size or bigger. And we're going to use the black and the green. And this is like a mixing that you do in order to create these. Yes, the black is from before. Hey Kelly, how are you? I had to look really close. You know when you get older and you don't wear the right glasses, you can't see the screen? I'm so glad to see you here. I just said to Sherry earlier today, I wondered if you would be here tonight. So we're going to make some faux turquoise. Can everybody hear me okay? Kelly and Sherry, can you guys hear me okay other than the fan hitting me every once in a while? Yeah, exactly, the glasses. Awesome, glad you can hear me. I'm glad you're here. And by the way, I didn't know before to do that because I didn't know what I was still doing with all these functions you can do to go live. There's actually a thing on there. Now, I don't know exactly how everything works, but I know you can send smileys and weird little things up off the thing. Because, excuse me, I'm not set up for gifts yet, except in my Ko-fi, which is on the beginning of my thing. When you come in to see any of my videos, there's like a place for Ko-fi for donations. I haven't set anything else up. I'm getting this all together. If you notice, it's starting to look like little teeny granules of rock, which is exactly what I want. Now we're going to start with the black here. And we're going to chop that up. A little more complicated for making faux turquoise, but turquoise, am I telling the truth, Kelly? Turquoise comes in green and blue. Not everyone knows that. A lot of people think it's that blue turquoise look, and it's not, because there's green turquoise too. And the fakey ones now, a lot of the fakey turquoise have gold in them when you buy them, so be careful. The green ones, it's not true. And I know out where you are, if you're still in the same place, Kelly, that you know about the turquoise. All right. Now we're going to just take this all together and mix it up. And then I'm going to squish it together. Of course, you notice I have a lot more green than I do black. Exactly. There is no gold in turquoise. So we're doing the black and green here. It's going to take a little work in here. It may be warm here, but this clay still is not wet. Soft. Yeah. I'm trying to pick each little piece up here. And work it. Yeah, I like that funny face, Sherry. That's cute. I'm going to get each little piece. This will be faux turquoise. I remember when someone says faux, you know. We're going to get it as close to looking like the real thing as we can. With them reasons, sorry about that. My camera just flew over. I'm having to use my smaller stand. Is everybody here still? There goes the camera. Okay. All right. And I'm going to, once I've mixed this together some more, I'm going to use the razor again and chop it up some more. I want it to have more veins in it. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I don't seem to be having any weather. It just looks dusky. It's weird because it's almost 9 o'clock and it looks like it's like dusk, you know, where you can still see the sun, but the sun hasn't gone down. All right, so I may or may not, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Look at this, guys. We're getting it. Yay! Remember, folks, when I do these videos, I am the producer, maker, and artist here, so I don't have any helping hands other than my cat, and she does not help, trust me. Check that out. I moved my hands back for a second because I have a delay on my other screen. I guess the phone is not delaying, but the screen is. So can you guys see this? The black in it. Trying to hold it up for you. So when I chop it up, it'll be even more like this. So we're going to chop it up some more to see how little black I use, but how it goes throughout that cane there, or snake, whatever you want to call it. This is not truly a cane. Yeah, so I mean, real turquoise is a nice green and black, as well as blue turquoise, but not everyone knows, and they'll go to buy something and maybe it'll be expensive because it'll actually be real turquoise and it's green and black, and they're not used to seeing that. Remember, I lived in Arizona, so not everybody has, and Kelly knows what I'm talking about, so they don't necessarily know that turquoise isn't just teal green, it's green and black. So, all right. Now I'm thinking here, because okay guys, just to show you the real thing, this is a real thing. This is not fake turquoise, this is real turquoise. It's been sitting in a box for about 2 years. So, like I said, blue, green, green, green. You can see how that looks to show you the veining in the turquoise. This is something you could do too, is cut this like this. I mean, you can make round ones too, but you can actually make the what I call spacer beads out of this by cutting it into slices. I need to move my chat thing over so I can see, because I'm down here looking at this, not at the screen at the moment. So, all right. Yes, there is white turquoise, Kelly. You're right. There's white jade, too. But not everybody knows that. So there you go. Oh, and just because you weren't in here earlier, Kelly, this is that red cabochon I did with the UV resin and light, and of course the toaster oven. And then I just did a real wiggly wobbly wire wrapping on it, front and back. So it came out pretty good. And that is nothing but polymer clay. But it's real lightweight too, and it makes it nice, especially if you like wearing lightweight jewelry and you don't want big, heavy, clunky pieces off your ears or in your chest. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. I'm surprised. Like, I think, Kelly, did you get a notification that I was live tonight? Oh, for a cloak? That sounds pretty neat, Kelly. Yeah, more like a pendant cloak sort of thing. Sounds really neat. I never even, honestly, I didn't think about that, Kelly, to be honest with you. I'm in the middle of working this in my hands because I don't have the little plastic roller, but I'm going to use something else for a roller tonight, which is fine. We'll still complete what we're going to do, what our success is going to be. So, working this right here. Get that out of the way. I'm going to press this down. And I think it looks better when you see it more pressed out than it normally would. And I need to use this to to get this clay off here. I have not only clay, but the darn resin that spilt on here the last time, and I forgot about it being on here and that it spilt on here. So I'm trying to get that off so that it doesn't interfere while I'm doing this. Whoa. It's like a plastic skin. So everybody can see much better tonight, I hope. There isn't a whole lot of problems as far as seeing what I'm working on, and no blur outs or bright lights gone rogue. Except for my camera falling over. Sorry about that. I am so sorry. I'm having to use a smaller tripod while I do this. I'm gonna see. That should stay there, hopefully. Sorry about the tripod falling over, folks. Really sorry. Okay, I was hoping that I could get this even closer in. I don't understand why I can't do a close-up during my live. I'm going to try that. Everybody should be able to see this okay. Yeah, there's no resin going to mix in with this. It's like a skin. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad everybody can see it, and it's good. Though I do see my ring light a little bit in here, but I did it this way to hopefully have it bright enough. But it's not interfering that I can see. Okay, so I'm going to use one of these, which is one of my plastic blocks here, which you can buy, Kelly and everybody. You can buy these in the sewing store. They're actually used for when you make, oh Lord, I have them. They're like stamps. When you make stamps, these are actually used for the rubber stamps, the clear rubber stamps and stuff. You put it on there and then press it down on whatever you're doing. But this makes for using for the clay good too, so that I can press it out. Since I don't have my roller here tonight, but I do have one. Everything's coming in time, you know. So I'm using this to press it out so I can get more of a flat surface here. And then of course this side will be, and this side will be more prestige looking because it was the back side. Okay, I got to get that a little bit bigger than that because it's not quite. I do have smaller ones of these, but it's about the right size cabochon that I think for someone to wear on their neck, on a necklace. So I'm just pressing this out with this right here. And remember something, folks, be careful with polymer clay because it will leach and eat through some plastic. So don't keep it in anything like a plastic drawer or something. You have to have a baggie or some type of plastic that doesn't that the clay can't leach, because it is a plasticized clay and it'll actually eat into the plastic. Yeah, exactly. You could use a Pyrex glass container, absolutely. That'd be perfect. Because I'm just telling you, it'll eat through the plastic. Unless you're just going to go ahead and, of course, keep your clay in, just keep wrapping it up in this. But not, I don't even think a baggie is a good idea, because I've used the reusable baggies when I was softening some of the older Polymer original sculpted clay. It didn't eat through it, mind you, but it did make it where it wasn't clear. The plastic wasn't clear anymore. Okay, so I'm still having to put this out some more. I need it to be a little bit bigger than what it is. So how's everybody doing tonight? I hear you're taking care of the bunnies, Sherry. You know I love it. Kelly, she has a farm, and she has bunnies and chickens, and they're all really cool, and they're on her TikTok too, by the way. Anybody that's not following her here, she not only has a YouTube, but she has a TikTok channel. You can follow her there. Her name is Kelly Palmer. Sorry, Kelly. Her name is Sherry Palmer. I'll just make you relatives while you're here. Okay, so now I'm going to use this to press down on here. I haven't taken the plastic off of this yet. I guess I could. There we go. I'm going to use this as to press it down so it'll be even. Excuse me, so it'll be an even cut. And this is a teardrop cabochon. You can purchase these. I'll try and get a link up. Remember, I said I work alone, so I'm not as blessed as one of my friends who now has her boyfriend, husband too, and has for a while, excuse me, to be able to do all her stuff. Okay, that looks pretty awesome there. And we're going to pull these sides off. Usually you have to use the razor to lift them up. Once we get done, I'll show you that. But you can pull off the sides like that. Look, we got some skinny moons. They have to be better than that. It's funny. Okay, so we're going to take this razor here and we're going to just gently slide it under here, because it does have a tendency, folks, to stick to the surface, but not that bad. As you can see, it's not that terrible. There we go. And that is the back. What does everybody think of that? That's awesome, Kelly. I love guinea pigs. They're so cute. And Sherry's got tadpoles too. That sounds good. Peppermint and lavender oil in your garden, Kelly? All right. So what does everybody think of this cabochon so far? The teardrop cabochon. You guys are talking about eggplant. I'm asking you, what do you think of the cabochon, guys? Do you like this? And there's the back also. So it's faux turquoise, but it's pretty. And sometimes I make just the plain ones. And you can also do these in black and color them also. So I'm going to make one more. Oh, in case you didn't see it, Kelly, this is the one from the last live that I did. And this has gold wax and metallic green powder that turns purple green. And this has got to be baked. I'm looking back here. Absolutely. I definitely am going to be coating because I haven't gotten to that part yet, Kelly. I'm definitely going to be coating the faux resin, the faux cabochon of turquoise with resin, UV resin. And then, of course, I have this one. This one's actually done. So while I'm putting the other two pieces in my toaster oven, I will be going ahead and covering this one here, this red and white one, in resin and putting it into the UV light oven. Whoops, put that off there. Yeah, I think this lighting situation's working out a whole lot better. Yeah, I'm gonna make a few more. I'm trying to make sure we don't spend more than, because I was late, so we've been here an hour and 50 minutes because I didn't get here until what, about 8 to 12 minutes after. So I have to have time to get it all done. And like I said, I'm not sure whether everybody got a notice. That's why I was asking you, Kelly, if you and Sherry both, did you get notices? Other than Sherry knew I was going to be here. But did you get notices about being live on YouTube? I'm really curious if those notices are going out. Okay, so Sherry, I don't see anything except Sherry Palmer Spotlight. I don't see yes, no. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. I just wanted to see if you guys were actually getting the notices that I went live. Okay, now I'm going to put another piece of this here because I want to make at least 3 of these. I'm going to use this bigger one here to press this down. Eventually I will have my roller here, which will make things a lot nicer than me having to do it this way, but it works. That's all that matters, it works. And I noticed, if you guys notice that these aren't super thick, this would be more like the 1/4 of an inch thickness, which would work with the amount of, there is some goopy here, okay. Okay, awesome. Now we're going to take this, I'm just going to line that up with the clay, whatever way it works, so that it fits on the clay and cuts evenly. You did get notices. I appreciate you checking that for me, Kelly, to see if you got the notices. Because that way it tells me if people are getting the notices, they're either not. Say they don't get it. Guys, don't forget to thumbs up my live. I really appreciate it while you're in here, because it does show. So if you make sure you give the live a thumbs up while you're still in here, would be great. I really appreciate it. I'm getting the goop off here, which is the a little bit of the clay, and the UV resin. And this is just a not that expensive of a Japanese UV resin. You can get this. I'll do a link for this. I think I can give you a link to Amazon where you can purchase that if you're into it. And you can also get this Use Spicy Nail oven I'm using, which is really nice. And I know it wasn't more than $25. So it's very reasonable. You don't have to buy something expensive. I've noticed some creators who sell their own, but they're selling a lot of other things with it too. But they're selling them for like between that and whatever they're giving you, they want $100 and some dollars. I'm telling you, it's less than $25, maybe 30 at the most now with the tariffs, unfortunately. Yeah, I haven't put any links in here yet. Wow, that's something, Kelly. Do you have, like where you're subscribed to me, Kelly, do you have the all bell hit? Because if you don't have that all bell hit, it won't show it. I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm just asking because I want you to be able to come and see my lives. Okay. Luckily, I still have some tea left here that the cat left me, my green tea, that she actually knocked over on my laptop. So she was being herself tonight for sure. And I'm wondering, I'm moving something so besides my arm in the way. I'm actually moving the other lamp, Sherry, even though it's pointed up like you said to do. I think it's better the other way. Let me try that. It's the other lamp, not my ring light. So now I'm going to move my tea out of the way, and we're going to cut this. We're going to use this square here. Yep. I just kind of move it back and forth real gently, and then just pull it out. And you peel this clay back. Always keep your scrap clay because you can make mud clay, which is really cool too, by the way, and that's another one I want to do a video on to teach you about mud clay. Kelly, do you know about mud clay? Like when the clays get all mustered together, it's sort of like too many colors. But you can use that mud clay to use as backings for your cabochons and stuff that you're making. So you're using this to gently lift it up. I'll make it so you can see the back too, what it looks like. That's the back, and then of course, this is the front. Okay, so now we have two of these. Yay! Two different teardrops, exact same size, by the way. And then we're gonna put some more clay here together. It is taking a minute, I apologize, but it does take a minute. The other thing is that I can do some black here if we didn't want the back to show up this way, but I like the looks of that. What do you guys think? I like the back being that way. I don't want it to be a solid color because it is replicating the turquoise. me see if I got a little line there, and I want that line not to be there. So I'm going to try this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Some gently rubbing will help take that out. That's what people don't realize. As long as the clay is still soft, your plasticized polymer clay, I'm using this here is, of course, the Sculpey green, which is the souffle one, and I don't know where the other piece fit, but this may even be a turquoise already, because I bought a lot to make turquoise. I'm going to take this one back up again. Again, like I said, please, if you're using these tissue blades, be careful, folks. You can really cut yourself. Trust me, I've done it in the past. Yes, it does. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, you absolutely do, Kelly. I've already bragged to you about, I've bragged to Sherry and everybody about you, Kelly, and what a great artist and jewelry artist you are. And you still have your setup for out there in, I won't say where, because you may not want everybody to know, but out there in the West. Pressing this down now. And I actually liked polymer clay. I mean, when I first started, even though I was wire wrapping, I went to a lot of classes, including another creator besides Vaughn. I went to a lady called, her name is Day, and she's, oh goodness, she's gonna get me for this. Kaylana's Designs. Anyway, she's a great artist too. She does a lot of things. She just doesn't, like, I don't see her doing cab work and stuff. She does other stuff. But her stuff is beautiful. Give me just a second. That fell on the floor. And I learned quite a bit from her, because there were things I just didn't know. And she really has a, well, she has a degree. She went to some kind of art and coloring school. I mean, she takes this polymer clay to a whole nother level. All right, I got that back. Sorry about that. And I'm getting ready to cut another one. Thank you so much, Sherry. I appreciate everybody liking this. I noticed that we have 15 people watching. Started 3 minutes ago. So, folks, please make sure you give me a thumbs up and like me. It really helps. I noticed that people are watching my videos, but they're not hitting the thumbs up on them. So tonight is a really good night because Sherry, Spotlight, is the one who talked me into getting a ring light. Because I've struggled so much with the lighting, but I have big professional lights too that I don't even use, so I'm probably going to end up getting rid of them and buying a second ring light, because this is perfect. As the last time, and I apologize to everyone who was here the last time about the light blinding out and you couldn't see the cab 1 minute and then you could see it the next. Excuse me. You like the rectangle. Oh, you mean this? These plastic rectangles? Okay, so we're going to work on cutting another one of these teardrop. And these are going to be our faux cabs. And then once they're done, I'll also do a hole in them. I've got to get this lined up just right. I may need to flatten it a little bit more. How's that fan, everybody? It's really warm in here. I apologize. I even have the window open. But even if it's cool outside, I'm not getting the breeze. Yes, thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. I appreciate that the fan's not bothering you too. And thank you for complimenting me on the natural. You're so awesome. And that's something I was actually looking forward to you being here tonight too, Kelly. And anybody else who's come in and looking, don't forget the thumbs up, folks. It really helps with the algorithm. I need your help desperately. I need 1,000 people. But if I can just get 500 people up so that I can put links in here that you guys can use besides what I do. Because otherwise I have to manually go in and put each one in. Right, and the hashtags, exactly, Kelly. I don't want to put my fingers on this because I don't want to mush it up. Yeah, and I don't want to cut my fingers either. So that really helps by having this tissue blade knife, by the way, folks. It makes it so much easier to lift it up off of plastic or metal. So tonight I used the Sculpey, the Souffle Green, which is almost a turquoise blue green. And then I used Primo, Sculpey Primo Black, which if you were in here earlier, you would have seen me dicing up the black with the green so that it would go together and blend. When I find my, which I'm going to be excited about it, when I find my pasta machine with the motor, I found the motor, I just didn't find the pasta machine. That's what you get for other people helping you move in, but I was so grateful I couldn't have done it on my own. Pressing that down evenly. There we go. Perfect. Or perfect in my mind. So we're going to peel off the sides here. Yeah, so I wanted to do, I'm going to try to do, I'm not quite sure how many more I can get out of this clay that I did here. Maybe 2 more, which would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not an even amount, but well, you guys can't see where this is either, so what I'm doing, I'll show you real quick. That I'm just sitting them up here on top of my oven until I get them done. Now I'm going to move this back over. See, there's a delay on my tablet, by the way, folks. So if you're asking me questions and I don't answer right away, it's because there's a delay on the tablet. Well, you're asking for everything, aren't you, Kelly? Yeah, the backs can be burnished. I know what you're talking about. But for right now, let's just keep it simple because I've still got to bake them and seal them in resin. So they have to be baked first and then sealed in resin. And I'm doing this all by hand, so maybe, let's see if I can, break down these 2 pieces. We get one here and one there. I think I can do it. That way we can have 2 round ones as well as these teardrop. So we will go from there. And I will use my fingers. Normally I use a roller. And then the real cool thing is, now that I found my razor, which makes it great, is so that what? You press these down. And by the way, this mold that I got here, I bought from Polymer Clay. I'm not saying it's cheap mold, because they're not. But it's a great mold, and these are called, like, these are considered the rounder, like almond molds. And what you do here is we're going to shave off the top, which I wasn't able to show you guys the last time because I didn't have the razor, the tissue razor for doing this. And I'm going to press it down a little more. And then we're going to shave off some more. It's almost like a Skinner thing, but we're not doing a Skinner blade. I don't think I got enough clay in there, but that's okay. I'll just press it down and even it out. And as you can see, look at the difference in that, and then I won't have a bunch of edges to cut off when I release this, because you just shave the top off just like that. Sort of the same way you would do if you were doing a Skinner blade. So I'm going to pop this one out. There we go. And I think Kelly and Sherry, you both can see, and everybody in the room, if you look, like, you get a much smoother back by doing that, and there's no edges here that I have to cut off or cover up, because I'm able to use this to shear off the back, which is the bottom of the cab. So I'm going to press this one down now. I just thought it would be good to do a couple of round almond cabs in this color too. Okay. I'm looking at my screen, sorry. Okay, Sherry. Wow. Guys, don't forget to thumbs up the video while you're in here. That'll really help. I'm glad you and Sherry get along. Sherry, she's an awesome person. Kelly is. She's an awesome artist too. Kelly, do you have a TikTok also besides YouTube? Cut this off here so it's level with the mold. Be careful when you do this. You don't want to cut the mold. Now see, that one came out perfect. Look, I almost got another cab here from the bottom. Look at that. Really came out good. And as you can see, this mold is real good at releasing them. A lot of times you have to put mold release and everything else. This one seems to be doing really well. Yeah, this came out really well. Look at all the variation in here. There are no cracks in this clay. This is the coloring. Actual coloring in the clay because of the way it was put together. So, I was trying to see if that was, but it's not. It's the coloring. I'm going to pop it back in here real quick. here. Whoops. Trying to be careful, I still have some of that sticky stuff from the resin. Yeah, so I think that came out really well. What do you guys think? So anyway, using the cabochon, you want to use tissue blade, and then of course when you cut it and it comes out even, look, this is the back of what was left of this cab, and look how big that is. That's why you want to use the razor blade to cut it out of the mold. And also, look at the designs in this. This almost looks like a water or a sun. That round, it's really got some great looks. This is going to be a gorgeous cab when it's done. It looks even better than these because of the variation. But that's why I like doing the faux ones, because the variation on them. This one has a lot of black in it, which is fine too. And then this one here. So I think they came out really well. So we're going to get these into the oven. And everybody's seen my toaster oven, so it's going to go over into my oven. I'm going to sit this here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Because we're going to get these cabochons in here to bake them. We're going to bake these at, because I changed up, I'm using souffle and souffle, blah, 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 souffle clay, and they're both sculpty. So the time change will be, the heating exchange difference will be, I've got to get this up here, guys. That's what I get for my glasses. 275, perfect. So I don't have to worry. They're both 275. And I don't know if you know it, but the Primo Sculpti, this is the same one. Look at the difference as time changed. Now this one says Sculpti Primo in pink, and this one is the newer, which is the Primo Sculpti. And by the way, your clay will stay good for years. As long as you don't open it, it's not going bad. So they both require only 275 to bake them. So I'm getting all these in here. And I'm going to put a little tent over the top to make sure that they don't burn, folks, because you can burn them even in your regular oven. So you still want to do the tent, whether you're doing a small toaster oven or you're doing your house oven. I personally like using the toaster oven because I am only doing cabs, so I'm not doing any big sculptures or anything where I have to have a huge oven. So all I'm doing is this, folding this over. As you can see, this is gotten really used and reused, which is a good thing. Do not throw your tin foil out. So we're making sort of a tent here for them. I leave a little bit of a bubble. It's not completely pushed flat, folks, just so you know. And then I'm going to put this over in the oven, which I will try and see if I can get my window in here or not. Let's see. Am I just getting my light? Let me try this. There you go. Now you can see my window. How about that? How about them apples? All right, and I'm going to sit that there over there, and then I'm going to get up and go over here and get the toaster oven on. Yeah, I know you always have your hands full with those kids. And Kelly does a lot of rescues too, by the way, everybody. Kelly does animal rescues and stuff. All right. So guys, I'm getting it over here so you can see me when I do the oven to do the baking for the Polymer clay cabochons. Thank you so much for everybody coming in. I really appreciate it. As time goes on, things will get better and better. With lighting and variations and arrangements. Give me just a second to get around here. I sort of have everything piled up since I moved a new shelf in here that's got to be put against the other wall. Can never not have enough shelving, folks. I'm also going to show these to you guys because I know you can see me over here. This is also a mold for doing clay. So, gotta move this over gently, as these aren't the most expensive shelves, but it does work. There we go. Can everybody see the toaster oven? Can everybody see the toaster oven? Oh yeah, I will. Thank you, Kelly. Awesome, awesome. So I'm going to put this back over here. So I had to pick up the tablet to see if you guys could see and hear me. All right. So we're going to slide this into here. Oops. Wait a minute. Yeah, be careful that when you're putting it in, that you move your tinfoil so it doesn't get caught in these sliders here. Okay, closing the door. And of course, this time I'm going to plug it in as I'm doing it, not just trying to turn it on and say, oh, that must be why it didn't turn on. Okay, so, okay. Yeah. Now, I thought before, maybe I know what it was. I used the other plug, so I've got to move this back the other way because the cord is not long enough. Can you still see me, guys? Well, that's not going to work. Why am I having such an issue here? Huh. Well. That won't work. Well, how did I do this the last time? Okay, one more time. Sorry for the delay. Okay, that's how I did it. Crazy. There we go, all plugged in. Now, I hope you can still see this. I'm going to set this on 275. That should be about right. Minutes. Okay. Maybe a little more than 20 minutes. I don't think it'll burn. So I have it covered. Thanks for your patience, folks. Ooh, warm in here. Okay. Sorry, that took me a minute. You can see the big red light there. Can't you? I hope. See that red light? That's the oven. Whew, I had to move it some more, so it's kind of not all the way in. All right. So while that's baking in the oven, we're going to take this one here. This almost looks like a cabochon, but it's not. It's cut off with the clay. We're going to take this one here, and we're going to resin it. And by the way, I haven't done it tonight, but coming in the future, oops, can you guys see what's even going on? I see that I'm not in the frame. Okay. Hang on. Oops. Okay, so here, trying to look and see if you guys can see me if I'm out of frame. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's 250 to 275 for 20 to 25 minutes. So it takes that long. So you got a storm there too, Sherry? Okay, please check. Because she seems to get them and I get them. So folks, don't forget to click the like button before you leave. Please, Sherry, please click my like button. Make sure everybody clicks it, including Kelly, that you click the like. And I noticed there are 15 people watching, but I don't see anybody talking but you two, and I don't see any thumbs up yet. So anyway, I need your thumbs up. Anyway, here is, this one is white jade, by the way, folks. White jade. And this is a labradorite. I don't know, can I get it to flash for you or not? This is a really small piece of labradorite. Can anybody see that flash or not? So anyway, next time I'm going to be wrapping those, wire wrapping those, which is one labradorite teardrop. That's why we made the teardrop cabs tonight, and I do have them this small that I can make this small. And then, of course, the white jade. This is white jade, by the way. All my gemstones are real, other than when I do faux cabs in the I can't even think tonight. In the polymer clay, which is a lot of fun to work with, but you can still use nice chains. You know, you can do silver chains if you want, and wrap in silver also. So are you still with me, Kelly? Sherry, are you okay out there? Where you're at? Just let me know. Because either way, I still got to get these cabs baked, and I'm going to take this cabochon, which is from the original, that got baked with that red cab that I showed you here that got baked, and then I wire wrapped it. So this one will be, we're going to use UV resin. I'm using the hard resin, by the way. Just so you know, I'm using the hard resin. Hopefully everybody can see that okay. You can get this on Amazon. I mean, I am not sponsored, folks, by no means. I'm just telling you where you can purchase things at a reasonable price. This is 100 grams. I can't remember what this cost me. It was either $8 or $10. But it goes a long ways, especially if you're doing small cabs. I need to get a drink of my tea. Oh wow, so besides me, someone else is on their tablet? Kelly? And I have some other really awesome, cool little tools here, by the way. They're great for when you're doing polymer clay and everything. And I could have done it. You can take and punch a hole in your clay when it's still soft before you bake it. I mean, these things go down to little teeny holes, if that's what you need. These are all polymer clay tools. Like I said, I really was into it, and I still am. That's why I'm teaching other people about it, because it is a lot of fun. Okay, so I don't know where my toothpicks are, so what I am going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of my copper 24 gauge wire, and I'm going to clip it, and I'm going to make it into a little round piece so that I can use it to mix and do the resin on top of this. Along with, don't forget, we use a cup for this resin. You just pour it in a cup, and you don't need that much, folks. Start out with a little bit. Don't go crazy, or you'll have resin all over. There we go, I got that cut. And so I'm going to use this like a toothpick so that I can spread it all over. Like I said, I do, and I have 2-part resin now, folks. So in the next video, I will be doing that 2-part resin, because You can add inclusions in 2-part resin. It also holds color. I'm just trying to make this so you guys can see this. I have clear cups, which is what I probably should have used, so you guys could see the level of the resin. It's not a whole lot, folks. It's about a little bit over 1/4 of an inch of resin. I'm going to turn this on. Oops. That way you guys can see the light in the oven too. And we're working on this. So, I wonder where, I guess I'd have to have it over here for you to see the resin that we're using, so I want to make sure that's there so people are able to see it. And now we're going to take this resin and we're going to pour it onto here. Can everybody hear me okay? Just very little, folks, because like it's warm here. Look at this. Look how much resin came out from that little drip. I didn't even come close to using all that. All right. I'm going to use a little bit more. Whoa. I'm just using this to turn it around. I'm trying not to get my fingers all incorporated in this, other than when I have to. Normally I wear gloves. I'm having to see what I'm doing too. When I use the 2-part, it also has a now I'm gonna take this and use this to pick it up with. Almost threw that into there. Pull this out. And what this actually does come out, folks, by the way. This oven tray slides out, so it's not that hard. And you don't have to use the stone in here. You can put it right on here. But then you've got to clean the resin off too. So that's why I use the stone with it. You can see where it's set the last time. What I don't like about 2-part resin, here it is. Here it is, right here. It has already started setting up before I even get it under the UV light. So there we go. So that's one reason I like 2-part resin. I'm getting ready to look back over here at you guys so I can see what you're saying. Apologize. Right, you need to use UV resin, and it is light safe, but this goes really fast, and so any kind of light will cause it to set up. It doesn't have any pot time whatsoever. Right, UV resin. Right, and 2-part does have a time. In fact, a lot of times the pot time on BOT, not the kind you smoke, but your time used, but that usually has, can usually have up to workable time 30 minutes, sometimes longer, whereas this is less than 2 minutes and you've got to have it done. So, whoa. Look at all that resin in here. There's still quite a bit in here, so I'm going to take this for right now. Well, no, I'm not, because it'll set up too fast. I am not doing that. We'll see if I can still use it. That's got to set. Hopefully it'll set. It's funny, it doesn't set on this, but it sets up on the polymer clay super fast, just to let you know. For whatever reason, it does that. Sets up really fast. So we're just waiting on the oven and everything. Shouldn't be too much longer. Yeah, I know. Normally light doesn't affect it. You're right, Kelly. I've seen about your seat, Sherry. I hear you, Kelly. No, I do have the camera on everything. It's just that... Okay, there we go. So you guys should be able to see this here. That is a cabochon in there right now under the light. The resin is baking. And then these are just cabs that I'm going to work on the next time. These are gemstone cabs, a labradorite and a white turquoise jade. Ooh, it is hot in here tonight, folks. I know it's hotter where you are, Sherry, though, isn't it? And probably where Kelly is, too. My ring light is there. It's still in there. Can't you see it? It's even in the thing. The ring light is there. That's where you're seeing all that light coming from, Sherry. If I didn't have this ring light on, it'd be black over here. Yeah, it was only in the 70s here today, but for some reason, my studio inside my apartment here, it gets super hot in here. If it's in the 80s or 90s outside, it's 74 to 75. So it's at least 72 to 73, which to most people sounds comfortable, but to me it's not comfortable if I'm working because it feels hotter than what it is. It's kind of stagnant heat. Yeah, but I didn't have a place to plug it, so that's why my ring light is where it is, folks, because I have very little room here where the desk is. And I could put it behind the camera phone, but then there wouldn't be enough light, I guarantee it. So let's see if we can even do that. I don't even know if the cord's long enough because of where I have it plugged in. It's a what do you call it? It's a UB or whatever that thing is, that plug. It's not a regular plug. A USB. Okay, so I do have it behind here, so, which is really strange because my other thing is showing too, but I do have it behind here now. Is that still good? Can you guys still see pretty well? Like, it looks pretty good? It looks like it does. But then the light on this here is gone out because of the way it is. I do have it tilted down, Sherry. The light is tilted down. That's why I'm telling you, if it's behind here, it's not gonna be a workable thing. I mean, there's light. I can see it. And I can see my hands. So my question is, how well lighting is it for you guys? Huh? Looks like it's damn near perfect. Yeah, you should be able to see it because I can see it on my tablet. That's how I know that it's not blasting out or anything. But it did blur out the lamp here because I put it behind there instead of above on this side like I had it. So it blurs out. You can't see the cabin there baking. I got that camera way down. So let's see. If I put it any more, it'll fall over. But I'll do my best. See? It just fell over. It can't go that low, Sherry. Because I can't use the other one right now. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to move the camera for Sherry. And make it lower, but I think that's lower. Let's see if I move it a little bit this ways. Hopefully that should be okay. And you can see inside the oven. Not perfect, but it's good. Awesome. Well, it's good you tell me because it's like I'm not looking all the time, but I am looking on my tablet. And what looks good to me may not to you. And remember, folks, too, if you're having a lag, it could be because the video's lagging on your end, and then the other, because I've watched it before, and I have a lag on my tablet, but my phone doesn't lag. Or I have a lag on the TV, and my camera doesn't lag. We're not much longer to having those cabochons out, folks. They're going to be gorgeous. And I'm trying to see. Wow. We are running a little bit longer than I thought, but I hope you'll hang out and stick it out with me. Both you and Kelly, and I don't know where the other people are, but they're here. It says they're watching. It says there's 15 people watching. So that's awesome. Welcome in, everybody. People coming and going, people that are members, people that have been here for a while. I really appreciate it. Sometimes I move a little slow, folks, but it's because I am disabled. But I do my best, and I love my craft, and I love the art and stuff that I do. I have a lot of fun with it. And polymer clay is a fun thing to work with. And by the way, I'm not sure if Cato... Oh, there goes the dinner bell, folks. That means the cabochons are ready to come out. All right, so let me get this back up here. I have to wait for a delayed reaction, so I hold it. There we go. Y'all can see all the mess on my table too, right? which is fine. It's my watercolor tablet and all that. And then I'm going to get over there and get the oven open. But you can only see half it because it's half in, half out, but it's good enough. You can see enough of it where I'm doing it. Okay, as you go around the mulberry bush to get to the what? The oven. And remember what I told you folks about not cooking this in your regular oven? There's a reason why. It puts off fumes, believe it or not. I can actually smell them tonight, maybe because it's a little warmer than it normally is. So I don't have my, use hot pads folks, don't do what I do. We're going to open this up, it's all ready to come out. Ooh, and it definitely is a lot of heat. So, as before, I'm going to do now, which is move this. Wow. I'll remove that tin foil there. And I'm going to actually put it under here. Ouch, to be on the safe side. That pan is hot. All right. Now it's off. I'll move this out a little more. You don't have to, but I recommend that you unplug your toaster oven. It's not just a safety issue, it's for more than a lot of reasons. It'll cut down on your electrical use too. It's sort of like leaving your phone plugged in. All right. These are super hot, so give me a second as far as touching them with my hands. Alright, so I made it back over here. And I'm going to pick the camera up and move it so you guys can see these cabs. Right on there. Now back over here. Whoa. All right, get this adjusted. There we go. You should be able to see that a little better. All right. And of course, there is this, which is sticky here. I'm going to have to be real careful. Boy, I wish it would dry as fast as it did on that cab. Do not cut yourself with these. Thank you so much, Sherry. I appreciate that. Okay, are there bubbles in this? Actually, there aren't, believe it or not. No, we didn't get any bubbles in the clay cabochons, from what I can see. So, whoa. It's hot. Yeah. Can you guys see that? What we got going on here? All right. Here's that cab. The one that you said looked like, I don't know, a piece of candy or something, or a piece of fudge. It's not quite cool yet. And there are no bubbles, folks, so we did good. There are no bubbles in these cabs. And I'm just holding it up as close as I can so you get a close-up of it so you can see there are no bubbles. Whoa. These are still warm, so I have to let them cool off, because if I don't, they will literally bend and stay in that shape. So we don't want that. When they're too warm, they're still soft, even though they're done. It's because they haven't cooled off yet. So there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cabs here. 1 in the oven will make 7. And those are all baked. And no, they don't have any bubbles. I think they all came out really great. So you can't see these, Sherry? Hey, Kelly. She telling you about her lives? I want her to, because she's an awesome person. So my question is can you guys see the cabochons? You should be able to. I don't know if this will go down any lower for this either. For the lighting. But I can only get it so close, so that's why I was picking it up to show you. Let me see if that's still in there. There, that might be a little better. I think that's better. So that you're able to see it all. Yeah, I just got this all out of the toaster oven, so, and it's after 10, so I wasn't really going to be on here but 2 hours. I never even heard of them, Sherry, that studio. Who are they? Why do you have Lydia Bubble? Why are you typing bubble? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time seeing the screen. I need my other glasses. So welcome in, Bubble Studios. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I can't see the screen. There's light on it, and my eyes are blinded from it. That's why. Thanks, Kelly. Well, it's a long time to be in business. I thought from 97 was a long time for me. Did your parents or someone own that before you? Oh, wow. So you're out in Florida? Kelly's asking Bubbles, will you be providing YouTube content? That's cool you do live auctions. If nothing else, you can advertise being here and hopefully, because it says I have like 15 people in here, but not everybody's talking, so I don't know. But Bubbles at Bubble Studio and Sherry, Spotlight, and Kelly. Guys, don't forget to tap the like button on my screen. It really does help with the algorithm. But there's still like, I don't know. Last time I had two different clays mixed together, so they were two different types of clay. Like that one is the two different types of clay. And these are all Primo. And I'm thinking, because it's so late, I don't want to keep you guys, because I think I have to do another baking for some reason. These are not as hard as they should be. I'm going to pull out the other one to show you though, and I will do another session tomorrow on Sunday, but it'll be after 2, where I do a live session to show you the ending of these. Wow, this is really stuck on here, okay? And I'm not real pleased, because that should have done better, but that, so I'm going to cut this here. I need my little thing here. See, this didn't get, and it's not hard, it's not cooked on that side, because I'm rushing it, because I'm trying to get it done for you guys. So that's not going to happen. Rush is not going to happen tonight, rushing this. But your guinea pig's begging for cookies, huh? Yeah, absolutely, a well-ventilated area. You have to. I have a window. I don't know if you noticed when I did the oven, the window is like quite a bit open. I mean, way open. Awesome. I'm so glad you were able to come in the Bubble Bead Studios. I hope you enjoyed this. There'll be more tomorrow. I'm going to be finishing this up. I'm so sorry that I'm having to end it, but I don't think you guys want to stay in here until 11 o'clock at night, since these polymer clay cabochons need to be baked for another 10 to 20 minutes for some reason. So Kelly, Sherry, Bubble Bead Studios, guys, thank you so much. Again, I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. I apologize. We're going to have to take this into another night so that these cabochon here can be baked more. Normally they're okay, but the last one I did, like this one, is okay. But this is two different types of clay. This is Cato and Primo. And these are all Primo, and they do need to be baked again. Thank you, Kelly. Hey, everybody, including Bubble Bead Studio. Go check her out, look her up, see what she's like. I'll definitely be coming to check you out. And don't forget, folks, to click the like button on the video. It's real easy. You just go out and click the button and you can come back in. Either way, I really appreciate everyone being here. Kelly and everyone, it's so great to have you here. It's been a ball. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm probably going to come on around 2:30, 3 o'clock. If that works for everybody else, I'll be back then. I will definitely do that, Kelly. I'll post some shorts before I come up. Eastern Standard Time, are you an hour, let's see, you're in Arizona? Oops. I mean, you're out in the West. So you're an hour behind me or an hour ahead? So anyway, I will definitely be coming back because this is going to be like, if it's another 20 to 25 minutes and then we have to finish them up, I don't want to rush because I want to show you guys how I drill the holes into these cabochons too. Like we're going to drill little holes, pinholes into some of these type of cabs so that we can run them on a jump ring of some type, because I do all my own rings too. Do a jump ring, and then the jump ring will go through the cabochon, and then we'll put chain, either stainless steel or sterling. It just depends. Yeah, just let us know, like Sherry said, Bubble Bead Studio. Let us know, and we'll be more than glad to come in and check you out. So if everybody, I hope you had a good time. I hope you were able to see most of what I did tonight. It should be much better lighting. So Kelly, is somebody doing beads and they're taking them out of a kiln? So they're doing earth and clay, not polymer? Thank you so much, Sherry, for helping out as usual, you and Kelly both. And thank you for coming in, Bubble Beads. I really appreciate it. Come see me again. I'll be on tomorrow between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, and I'll put up some shorts to let everybody know. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you so much, guys. Please remember to hit the like button on the video. It really helps with the algorithm. So I thank you so much. I hope you have a great night. Again, I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. And we will be finishing up these cabochons tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kelly. You too. Good night, everybody. Thank you.